I don't think so. I think he's a pretty shitty piece of furniture.
よいよい。しかし、何の未練もないとはつくづく面白みのない。未練こそがお前の快楽だというのか。その通り。1000年も生きると大抵の魔女は生き飽きる。わらわは退屈から逃れるために人間たちの運命にブランデーや果実を練り込みケーキのように焼き上げるのだ。
The fuck is wrong with you?
オーブンの中で苛烈な運命に踊る人間たちのなんと面白きこと。
The hell? She's just a little fucked up.
わらわはこの方面にかけてはちと知られていてな。
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people who've seen you and talked to you.
わらわの料理の腕を見に、時には遠方から珍客が見物に来ることすらあるくらいよ。言っても家具ごときには理解できぬか。
Well, he is a bit slow, so I wouldn't doubt it. Ganon couldn't understand what the witch was saying. However, he fully realized that this was a terrifying being who treated the fate of humans as a show, enjoying it whenever some harm befell them. However, furniture has no soul in life, much less a fate. Pitiful furniture does nothing but serve until the day they're released from the real world. To furniture like that, the witch, who had come to release them from everything, was a being to be received with overflowing affection. Even though the day Ganon should have been waiting impatiently for had come, he was confused by his own inability to accept it easily. See, it's another thing that just kind of like bothers me about this whole witch thing. It's just extremely beneficial to just a certain just certain amounts of people, and to everyone else it literally kills them. With Shannon, it gives whatever she wants, basically. In this case, love. With Ganon, is being offered freedom. While there's really no downside, honestly, just from what that's being offered. But it's not offered to anyone else, honestly. Well, besides like Maria, but she hasn't really talked to with Beatrice, and I don't really trust that of a girl that's like 8 or 9, because she's just really young, so she's easily manipulated, and she can probably just imagine she's talking with her. So it's whatever. The problem comes, though, when Rosa sees her and Kyrie saw her. It's just, it's very confusing. Very odd. It's clearly a person. Don't know if it's a witch, though. I still don't believe the magic aspect. It could have been anything. Right? Please. Why was it? The face of Shannon, the person who he loved as a sister, rose to his mind. And for some reason, Jessica's face did too. Oh, fuck, no. Screw off, buddy. You already burned that bridge. Ganon bit his lower lip hard enough that it hurt. Thinking about Jessica like that was something furniture must never do. Fuck off. Even though he thought he'd known that, even though he'd complained about Shannon's relationship, why was it that Jessica rose to his mind at a time like this? Fuck him. I don't care. He can fucking die in a hole. Don't care. He felt a little shameful at his own naivety. And to forget about Jessica, he turned his thoughts to Shannon. Shannon is also furniture. She has no reason not to rejoice at the coming of the day when all will return to nothingness. But Shannon, through her relationship with George, has experienced an emotion forbidden to furniture. Who's the one telling him all this stuff, or is he just making this shit up as he goes? Even though she isn't qualified to be bonded with him, she's still trapped in a dream that she isn't allowed to have. Will Shannon be able to joyfully accept this development? No, she won't. Shannon will still have lingering regrets. Those will probably become a great source of pain and torture for her. And those lingering regrets were planted by none other than this witch. Why? Because that would be more interesting, nothing more.
Shannon 待ちわびていたはずの日に知ってはならない感情を持ちとても辛い思いを強いられるだろう。僕は
僕たち家具を解放する日を手土産に訪れてくれたあなたに感謝する。そしてシャノンにその日を受け入れがたくしたお前を憎む。
I think it's fair to give her some happiness for a little bit. I see no problem in it.
お前もシャノン同様に未練に苦しませてやりたかったぞ。しかしお前は愚直に家具であり続け、わらわに籠絡されることもなかった。
The strange thing is, though, is that she acts completely different around Canon than Shannon. Like, she's almost like a different person. So they might be... I can't say it's really an illusion, but it's definitely something that fits to the needs of the person who wants to see her, in that sense. That when he's seeing her, she's more honest and talks about how she's extremely cunning and all that stuff. What he wants to hear. Shannon gets what she wants to hear and about, you know, the love, magic, and all that stuff. It's two different subjects that get talked about when it's ever she's around. So that's why I'm having a hard time even believing she's real, because it just seems like she's serving a purpose for them to vent their emotions to. Not that she's actually there in a real, you know, living person.
しかし、シャノンを慕いすぎたようだな。
It's okay for furniture to love furniture, right?
シャノンの未練がそなたの未練となる。それはわらわへの憎悪へと変わるのか？
Probably.
わらわを殺したくば殺してみるがよい。
Yeah, sure, okay. I would. I'd fucking kill the witch.
金蔵の家具ならばその程度の力は持っている。しかしわらわを殺せば家具どもに安息の日は永遠に訪れぬぞ。
Better than a bunch of people fucking dying.
そなたにそれが耐えられるのか？
Yeah, I could.
わらわによる解放を本当に拒むことができるのか？
He won't kill her, but he should. Because she still represents his emotion to be released. It serves too much of a purpose for his own emotional sake to be just a random person. It's just too convenient that she's talking about exactly what he wants. And I don't buy into the whole she can read his mind and all that bullshit. I just don't.
ひざまずけ。
Fuck off, bitch.
何を
No.
ひざまずき。わらわの靴に口づけをするがよ。
I'm good.
さもなくばわらわはこの場を立ち去ろうぞ。
Bye.
帰りて永遠に姿を現さ
That would be nice, actually.
ぬ。のう、カノン。そなたはそれに耐えられるのか？
But it's still going to my point that I do think he's what is behind this. It seems like he could prevent this from happening, but he's not.
黄金鏡の扉が開かれれば、そなたの苦難に満ちた家具の生は終わろう。
Yeah, but I don't want to die.
望むならば、人間としての生を与えてもよい。さすれば、もはやジェシカとは対等。
No, he's still a prick.
貴様も知りたいはずだ。恋の味が。
He could have, but he chose not to.
隠そうとも知っておるぞ。甘き恋の沼にて溺れるシャノンを見て、そなたは羨ましがっている。恋の味を知りたくてうずうずしておるのよ。
Fucking witch pissed me off, though.
やめろやめろ。僕を再び籠絡するつもりか。
In what?
僕はお前を楽しませるためのおもちゃになり果てたりしない。
ほう。ならばシャノンで満足するとしよう。まいた種はそなただけではないのでな。時には実を結ばぬ果実もある。鍵を手にせし者は以下に従いて黄金鏡へ旅立つべし。
Okay.
第一の番に鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げよ。第二の番に残されし者は寄り添う2人を引き裂き。
It's the riddle. So wherever that key is, I do think it's going to be a person, not necessarily a physical key because it's chosen by the key. I read that as the key chooses who dies. So I do think the key is a person. Maybe they realize they are the key and thus go out and start killing people. And I think that person is going to be canon. That is the key. Because that's the way to get to the Golden Lane, is to use said key to kill a bunch of people and then it opens it. I don't know if it is an actual physical place or not. It probably is. And it's probably going to be here. Because there'd be no reason for it to bring up right now than if the Golden Lane wasn't here. So it has to be on this island somewhere. The witch recited the epitaph again. It was so sudden and diverged so strongly from the current topic. However, that challenging smile made it seem almost as though she was using that epitaph as a threat against canon.
わからぬか。この碑文の儀式を成し遂げるには、第二の番に寄り添う2人を生贄に捧げねばならぬ。寄り添う2人は誰でもよい。
Oh goody.
夫婦でもよいし、恋人同士でもよい。
So Shannon and George are gonna die on the second Twilight.
誰を選ぶかは儀式のルールにのっとり、わらわが気まぐれに決めてよいことになっている。
I don't think she is the key though. I don't think she is the key to the Golden Lane.
今のシャノンならこれほどふさわしい第二の番の生贄もないとは思わぬか。
Okay, then it's not gonna be Shannon on the second Twilight. Thanks for just fucking saying it. Shannon and George aren't gonna die on the second Twilight. It's gonna be someone else.
卑劣な。
Maybe Kyrie and Rudolph. Cannon realized something. Until today, he thought he'd given up everything else and lived as furniture, acting like furniture. But in reality, that wasn't true. He loved Shannon too dearly. Therefore, when Shannon was in pain, Cannon shared in that. Oh, is it going to be Shannon and Cannon that die? That'd be interesting. If only Shannon had continued to live as furniture, indifferently like Cannon, without any regrets in this world, he wouldn't have to be in so much pain. The witch planned to toy with Shannon, who had known the taste of love. No, whom she had taught the taste of love, as she killed her. She wouldn't be welcomed into the Golden Lane and granted a compassionate release. Instead, if the witch had her way, she'd be used as a sacrifice, subjected to the utmost of torture and pain, and forcibly turned into a human foundation for this evil ceremony. And this witch would probably make Shannon meet this horrible fate, for no reason other than that it was amusing to her. Furthermore, she was threatening to do this so that she could make Cannon, who had never submitted to the witch, finally give in. Well, she'd have to do fucking harder than that. It was that simple. In the end, though, he had tried to resist the witch and avoid pleasing her. He had only made things more amusing for her. After all, he was furniture. No, a toy. They were nothing but toys meant only to distract her from her boredom. Now, Cannon, fucking grow a pair and say, so what the fuck? Ever. Get out of here. I'd still kill her, but whatever. You see that pot over there? Break the pot or one of the windows, grab a piece of glass or ceramic and just fucking go to town on her neck. You know, that's a little brutal.
ひざまずけばシャノンを生贄に選ぶことを控えることもないぞ。お前のような玩具を一度屈服させてみたかった。
Stop it. Stop it. I doubt it's gonna be Ava and Hideyoshi, though. I doubt it's gonna be like the same people that die every single night. I assume there's gonna be some variation because it would be fucking terrible. It would be, I don't know, it'd be a disservice to those characters if they kept dying on the exact same day. It'd suck. Without even a fragrance of elegance, the witch sneered at Canon and laughed indecently. That's right, she predicted Canon's submission even before he'd made that decision himself. Canon chose to get down on both knees in front of the witch. Oh my god, what a fucking pansy. It didn't matter what happened to himself. However, the one thing he couldn't bear to see was Shannon, who had given him his only reason to live during his days as furniture, being toyed with like this. That was why. Kissing the shoes of the witch was an easy oath for Shannon to make. No, I wouldn't. Because that's exactly what she wants. With his quivering lips actually touching the witch's shoe, Beatrice let a look of ecstasy rise to her face, then laughed with a voice filled to bursting. At that moment, the witch, who had grown bored of life after 1,000 years, was completely filled with the evil emotion that she lived for. Wrath. Hatred. That's the emotions I have towards her. When lunch ended, the relatives moved to the parlor. Rosa had brought a high-class brand of black tea from a famous store in Ginza. They had been served, and the parlor was filled with a pleasant aroma. Thank you, Rosa. Since the children were there too, the adults tried to interact like normal relatives on the surface, talking peacefully about recent events and how their children were growing up. It started raining, so the children couldn't do anything but sit there like this, watching TV, unable to go outside. Maria was apparently a TV kid. Well, yeah. And she kept watching a boring daytime program without getting bored, giggling all by herself. Well, I mean, yeah, she has a single mother. Of course she's going to be a single kid at a single mother's house. Of course she's going to find ways to entertain herself. At first, Battler joined in, seeming to deepen his relationship with Maria, but he had gotten up early that morning and was gradually hit by a wave of drowsiness.
Oh yeah, 大きなあくびだね。朝がずいぶん早かったんじゃないのかい?
Maybe just a little.
ま、そんなとこだよ。緊張が解けて、雨の音を聞いてるうちに眠くなってきちまった。
Sound of rain is really nice, though.
緊張あんだけ態度でかそうにしてて緊張なんてしてたのかよ。
一応、俺なりにはな。
Battler gave another great yawn and slowly lie down on the sofa. He really did look tired. George and the others had tried talking to him, thinking it was a sign of boredom, but when they realized he really was sleepy, they decided to let him be.
おやおや。食事の後にすぐ横になるとサバになると申しますよ。
Fuck off.
冗談よせやい。ゴーダさん、今夜は子牛のステーキだって言ってたぜ。サバのステーキになっちまう。
熊荘さん、こいつ本当に眠いらしい。毛布を持ってきてあげてくれないかな。
Oh, thank you, Jessica.
さあ、どうぞ。
Kumasawa brought a blanket over from the shelf. The large parlor wasn't cold, but the air had gotten a little chilly. So when Battler took the blanket, he immediately wrapped himself up in it like a turtle.
本当に眠かったんだね。何時かに起きる?
I don't know, George. Dinner.
起こしてあげるよ。
あ、いや、特に希望は。
Whenever I fucking wake up, that's when I want you to wake me up.
なんか用があったら起こしてくれりゃいいし、なんにもねえんならずっと眠らせてくれりゃいいって。おやすみ。
バトラー寝ちゃうの？お昼寝
Oh my god.
マリアもする。
Oh my god.
こらマリア。
No, bad.
バトラーは眠いんだから放っておいてあげなきゃ。熊沢さん、もう一枚毛布をもらえるかな。
It was doubtful whether Maria really wanted to take a nap. She probably saw Battler wrapped up in a blanket and wanted to do the same. When she received the blanket from Kumasawa, she joyfully wrapped herself up in it and set up camp again in front of the TV.
せっかく6年ぶりにいとこがみんな揃ったってのによ。こいつ今回の親族会議の主賓だって自覚全然ねえな。
Obviously not.
聞こえてるぞ。のんびり昼飯を食って、しかも外は台風で雨。何もすることがねえってことは、つまり俺の出番じゃねえってことさ。
それはどうかな。何も起こらないから何もしないなんて受け身の姿勢じゃ人生は退屈だよ。
Yeah, if you only react to it for your life, that would be... It's a really boring life.
違うぜ、そういう意味じゃない。なんつうのかな。こういう時、俺はこう思うことにしてる。出番じゃねえんだよ。こいつがお芝居だったならさ、俺の出番じゃねえってことなんだよ。だったら舞台袖でおとなしくしてるに限るってわけさ。
自分の人生はいつだって自分が主人公だろ。
Yeah?
そんな脇役根性でどうすんだよ。自分から進んで舞台に上がらなきゃ。
そういう意味じゃねえ。今は俺の出番じゃねえって言いたいのさ。悪いな。眠くて思考がめちゃくちゃだ。勘弁してくれ。
確かに眠くてなんだか支離滅裂なことを言ってるね。もうそっとしてあげようよ。
私は聞き捨てならねえぜ。自分の人生はいつだって自分が主人公だよ。
Not if you're canon. Then you're just a piece of furniture in your life.
ちょっとそのあたり本格的にバトラーと議論したいけどな。
Not even a fucking side character, just a set piece.
寝ぼけてるだけだよ。深く考えちゃダメさ。
なんかさ、自分は主役になれないから舞台に上がりたくないみたいな根性、なぜだかすっげえうぜえって思って。
I know, it's a fucking shitty attitude. With distant eyes, Jessica gazed out the window at the gray rose garden obscured by rain. When she put her forehead up against the glass, the pleasantly cool sensation seemed to chase away memories she was trying to forget.
まだ君の出番じゃなかったってことなのかい。
Stop it. No, fucking forget about him.
じゃあいつ君は舞台に上がるんだよ。
Spoiler alert, he never will. In that case, who the heck is the main character on this stage? I have no idea. Fucking shifting between so many different things.
もうやりたい放題じゃねえかよ。なんだこりゃよ。めちゃくちゃじゃねえか。
そなたがわらわを否定する根拠とする18人だの19人だのという理論が実に滑稽だったのでな。
My reason for denying it's completely different. It is because magic has no place in the real world.
指し手を変えてみたまでよ。そなたがわらわを否定する最大の根拠は単にわらわが駒としてゲーム盤に並ばなかったからというだけのこと。
Okay, fuck off for
なら
one.
ばこうしてクイーンを先に指せばいいだけの話ではないか。初手にてクイーンに道を開けるはチェスの王道ではないか。
ふざけやがって。こんなの認められるわけねえじゃねえかよ。魔女が歩いて玄関からやってきただと。ふざけるじゃね
なんだなんだ、前回のゲームではそなたに散々自由に手を進めさせたぞ。こたびはわらわがそなたの手に合わせて駒を動かしたに過ぎよ。
I wish I could move pieces around because then I would be fucking foolproof at this point.
初手にてもう降参か。
Because I would have made Cannon fucking kill her.
え。くそ誰。ふざけるな。誰が降参なんかするかってんだ。上等な指し手だぜ。好 きに進めればいいじゃねえか。なるほどな。まだまだお前の出番は終わってないってわけだ。
Yo, how long is this fucking turn?
好きに手を進めりゃいい。今のうちに十分な陣形を築いとく。俺が必ずしのぐ。必ず詰める。言い訳なんてされたくねえ。存分に来やがるってんだ。
Sure, I still wanna see a murder that's impossible to commit when a human does it. I wanna see it. Give me some fucking impossible deaths.
まだまだこの程度じゃ魔女なんて認められるわけがねえぜ。
Still possible right now, so come on.
そうさ。さっきマリアのお菓子を魔法で直したように見えた。
She could easily have switched out the piece of candy. Maria's eyes were closed.
実は同じお菓子をもう一つ懐に忍ばせていて、芝居がかった方法ですり替えて、
Exactly.
あたか魔法で直したみたいに見せただけかもしれない。ああ、そうに決まってる。ダメだぞ、全然ダメだぞ。
ほほう、ローザは歌詞が蝶に散る瞬間を見たぞ。
I mean, she didn't say anything though.
知らねえよ。
She could have just optical illusion. I don't know. Fucking, she didn't mention anything about it, saying like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" Like I'd imagine Rosa would be like one to say that.
そんなのは幻覚か手品か。さもなきゃ見間違いだろ。大した問題じゃね
説明のつかぬ部分はさまつと切り捨てたか。なるほど、それがそなたの受け手であるな。
Give me some real magic. How about that? Some fucking real magic.
墓穴を掘ったぞ。
Because just changing out some candy, nah, it's a nice parlor trick, but it's nothing that impressive.
後ろ宮バトラー。お前の手番はまだ先だぞ。もうしばらくわらわの手番を進めさせてもらう。まだまだこれからだぞ、魔女の手番は。
Oh, hey, the name of the fucking episode. So then I guess the whole episode is her turn. Which makes it seem like it's going to be impossible. When they started hearing Battler's snores, the relatives went their separate ways, leaving the parlor and letting Battler sleep in silence. Gonna follow Rosa? Even though it had been so lively in the parlor with so many people gathered there, when all of them scattered at once and were swallowed up by the vast mansion, it created an eerie silence with no sound except for that rain. Please don't fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, never mind, it's Kyrie and Rudolph.
そんな人間には一度も会ったことはないぜ、兄貴は。
会ったことなんてないわ。
That's weird.
キリエさん、本当なの？私もちょっと玄関ホールに出た時に挨拶をしただけです。20歳ちょっとくらいに見えたわ。私は名乗ったんだけど、彼女は名乗らなかった。源氏さんに案内されて2階へ登っていくのを見たの。
Should have fucking shaked her hand.
なら源氏さんを見つけて直接話を聞いた方が早いやろ。しかし妙な雲行きになってきよったな。
The mystery woman had spoken to Kyrie. Without naming herself, she'd sneered that Kyrie should have had a vague idea as to her identity. That brought someone to mind. And then there was her look-alike, the witch in the portrait.
そいつは自分が肖像がそう言いたいってんかよ。
Someone that looks like her.
私はそういう意味で笑ったんだろうと理解したわ。私とは初対面でも、私があなたの5歳だと知っているような口ぶりだった。
姉貴、本当にそんな奴は知らないんだよ。
くどいわよ、そんな金髪女。 この屋敷に出入りしたところなんて見たこともない。
Oh god.
そんなようなことはどうでもええで。問題はその女が自分はベアトリーチェだと名乗り、お父さんの財産管理人を名乗った場合の方や。
あるいは愛人の娘を自称して遺産の分配を要求するつもりかしら。
That's what I'm thinking. It just has to be. Someone. They had a child. They had to have had a child together. That's the whole reason for this thing. That's why these siblings are getting killed. It is the entirety of the reason. Someone had a child. And someone also pointed out that they'd be like their age. Okay, maybe they had a fucking child after that as well. Like a fucking grandchild as well. I mean, fuck it. It doesn't really matter what the relative is. Like, Kanan would have to be a lot older if he was like the direct, son of his mother. Of like the mistress. Which, yeah, that's true. That's very true. So he might be a grandson to the mistress. Not a son, but the son of her. Like, let's say they had an offspring, it would be a fucking female. Then they had another. Then someone else had had relationships with her, and then blah 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 blah. Had a son named Cannon, and he wanted to get revenge because he's not part of the family. That's why he calls himself Furniture. Because he feels like he's been ostracized from this family, which he is ostracized just because he was born to basically a bastard. And in that sense, yeah, it would make sense why he'd want revenge. Though I don't know the daughter thing. That's what's weird.